Your sister also came. Yeah? Okay, right. So, this is a way. Let us see one example how a metal is extracted by using a process smelting. So, smelting. So, the main thing in smelting is fuel plus flux. In Babu? Yeah, okay, sorry. Coke. Fuel as a coke. Fuel as a coke. Here, coke, it doesn't mean that the substance which we use to drink. Here, coke is one of the forms of coal. Coal. Types of coal lo coke anedi okati. So we are taking coke and to burn something, what do we need? We need oxygen. We need oxygen. So we are taking, this is nothing but coal means nothing but carbon. So carbon plus oxygen forms carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide. So here we are taking a ore. That ore is Fe2O3. Fe2O3. We call this Fe2O3 as hematite. 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 This is a ore. In this ore we have a metal Fe. Fe అనేది separate చేయాలి దీని నుంచి ఏ ప్రాసెస్ ఉపయోగించి ఈ ప్రాసెస్ ని ఉపయోగించి రైట్ సో here we have a metal and this is oxide. Metal oxide. So when there is a metal oxide ore, we already learned that we must react this with carbon or carbon monoxide. Carbon తో గాని కార్బన్ monoxide తో గాని రియాక్ట్ చేస్తే ఈ ఓర్ లో ఉన్నటువంటి మెటల్ అనేది సెపరేట్ అవుతుంది. సో నౌ లెట్ us see Fe2O3 plus carbon monoxide 3 carbon monoxide gives 2Fe plus 3CO2. 2Fe plus 3CO2. So this is the way how a metal is obtained from metal oxide ore by reacting with the carbon monoxide. So ఈ పార్ట్ వర్క్ అయిపోయింది. తర్వాత ఏం చెప్తున్నాడు ఇక్కడ ఫ్లక్స్. ఫ్లక్స్ అనేది ఏంటిది? ప్యూరిఫైయింగ్ ఏజెంట్ ఆర్ క్లీనింగ్ ఏజెంట్. అంటే దీంట్లో ఈ ఓర్ లో ఉన్నటువంటి ఇంప్యూరిటీస్ ని దీంతో రియాక్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు స్లాగ్ అనేది ఫామ్ అవుతుంది, దాన్ని తీసేస్తాం, మెటల్ అనేది వస్తుంది. సో ఇన్ దిస్ రియాక్షన్ అంటే హెమటైట్ అనే దాని నుంచి మనము ఓర్ అంటే మెటల్ ని ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఇక్కడ మనం వాడుతున్నటువంటి ఫ్లక్స్ ఏంటంటే ద ఫ్లక్స్ దట్ వి ఆర్ యూజింగ్ హియర్ ఈస్ calcium carbonate. calcium carbonate. So the formula is CaCO3. CaCO3. So now what happens? CaCO3 it decomposes. Decomposes అంటే ఒకటే రెండు ముక్కలు అయిపోతుంది. So calcium oxide plus calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. This calcium oxide plus we are making with a చెప్పాను కదా impurities ఫామ్ అవుతాయి కదా దాన్ని రియాక్ట్ చేయాలంటే స్లాగ్ అనేది ఫామ్ అవ్వాలి కదా దానికోసం ఏం చేస్తున్నాము SiO2 సిలికాన్ డయాక్సైడ్ తో రియాక్ట్ అయిపోయి ఏం ఫామ్ అవుతుందంటే కాల్షియం సిలికాన్ డయాక్సైడ్ ఇది ఫామ్. So this is the way how the chemical reactions takes place in a smelting process. So I forgot to say one point. Impurities present in ore is called gong. Impurities present in ore is called gong. GANGUE. Okay, right. Hello, hello, right. Roasting is also a pyrochemical process. This roasting is used for to produce metal oxides from sulfide ores. ఓర్ నుంచి మెటల్ వస్తాయి కదా, ఆ ఓర్ లో సల్ఫైడ్ అనేది ఉన్నప్పుడు మనం రోస్టింగ్ అనే ప్రాసెస్ ని వాడతాం. సో దీనికి ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చూద్దాం. Let us see one example, that is 2 zinc sulfide. Here zinc is a metal. So what are we doing? So we are making to react with oxygen. And it produces metal oxides, that is 2ZnO plus 2 sulfur dioxide. Metal oxide వస్తుంది, metal oxide తర్వాత sulfur dioxide వస్తుంది. So this is ore, sulfide ore నుంచి metal oxide వస్తుంది. First, please note down. దీన్ని జింక్ బ్లెండ్ అని కూడా చెప్పవచ్చు. It is also called as zinc blend. Blending means mixing. Right? Okay. So pyrochemical means it is a heating process. Here we are heating in the presence of oxygen. So heating in presence of oxygen. Then, yeah. Okay. Now let us see the third process. That is calcination. Third one. Calcination. So you came across this word, but we did not explain it. Okay, calcination. So this is also a process, that is pyrochemical process. So here also it is heated. But here it is in the previous process, in case of roasting, it is heated in the presence of oxygen. Here, calcination is also a heating process, but here, heating in the absence of air. In the absence of air. గాలి అనేది లేకుండా వేడి చేస్తారు దీంట్లో క్యాల్సినేషన్ అనే ప్రాసెస్ ఓకే మరి ఈ క్యాల్సినేషన్ అనేది కూడా దేనికోసము అంటే ఓర్ నుంచి మెటల్ ని ఎక్స్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయడం ఓర్ నుంచి మెటల్ కాదు మెటల్ ఆక్సైడ్స్ సో సల్ఫైడ్ ఓర్ అనేది ఉన్నప్పుడు రోస్టింగ్ అనే ప్రాసెస్ వాడాలి సల్ఫైడ్ ఓర్ అనేది ఉన్నప్పుడు రోస్టింగ్ అనే ప్రాసెస్ వాడాలి కార్బోనేట్ ఓర్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు క్యాల్సినేషన్ ప్రాసెస్ వాడాలి ఏమంటాలి కార్బోనేట్స్ అనేవి ఓర్ లా ఉన్నప్పుడు క్యాల్సినేషన్ వాడాలి కార్బోనేట్స్ ఇన్ ఓర్ అప్పుడు క్యాల్సినేషన్ వాడాలి now what happens here ఇక్కడ కూడా ఏం జరుగుతుంది అంటే here we are taking a carbonate ఒక ఓర్ తీసుకుంటే దాంట్లో కార్బోనేట్ ఉంటుంది ఆ కార్బోనేట్ ఏమవుతుందంటే డీకంపోజ్ అవుతుంది here in this process carbonate ore is decomposed carbonate ore is decomposed example magnesium carbonate here what is the metal దీంట్లో మెటల్ ఏంటిది మెగ్నీషియం సో ఇది మెగ్నీషియం ఓర్
లైవ్
Yeah, done. Chimney means, where do we use chimney? Chimney is an outlet for the removing of gases. అంటే pyrochemical process అనేది జరుగుతున్నప్పుడు whatever the wastage which is in the form of a gases that are allowed to go out, with the chimney. And firebox. Firebox is a place where fuel is added to make for the burning. అంటే మంట పెట్టడానికి ఎక్కడైతే అవసరం ఉంటుందో ఆ ప్లేస్ ని ఫైర్ బాక్స్ అంటారు. So here in these processes we come across two types of furnaces. One is, already I told you that is blast furnace. And the blast furnace. And the second one is reverberatory furnace. Reverberatory furnace. Right? So what is the difference between these two? ఈ రెండింటికి డిఫరెన్సెస్ ఏంటి అంటే, బ్లాస్ట్ ఫర్నేస్ లో ఇన్ blast furnace blast furnace. In blast furnace, firebox and hearth are combined. Firebox and hearth are combined.
Ninth. ఇందాక హిందీ క్లాస్ కాదు అట్లా వచ్చింది. చదివితే పాడలేదు యూట్యూబ్ కూడా క్లాసు దాదాపు హాఫ్ ఆఫ్ పార్ట్స్ చిన్న
Okay, in this class we are going to see cellular respiration, and of course that is also called as internal respiration. So up to now what we completed: breathing, first step in respiration, breathing, and second step, gases exchange at the alveolar region, and third step, what is the third step? Gaseous transportation of oxygen and transportation of carbon dioxide. Up to here we completed. Then what is the fourth step? Gases exchange in between cells and their surroundings. So one time we saw the gases exchange at alveolar region, and after transportation of gases, what happens at cellular region, means at tissue level? So the cells again they take oxygen into inside, and from them they release carbon dioxide outside. Okay, so this is called as gases exchange at cellular level. So already yesterday you saw the picture. For example, these are all some cells. Branches, this we call as capillaries. Feel this is one of the capillary. When this capillary is going through these cells, what happens? So feel here it is here what is present? HbO2. What is the meaning of HbO2? Oxyhemoglobin. So this oxyhemoglobin, okay, it deviates and forms Hb plus O2. So here oxygen again will deviate from hemoglobin and become 3. Now this oxygen move to here. Here means what is this place? This is called as extracellular fluid. In between cell to cell, what is present? The fluid material is present, that is called as extracellular fluid. So this oxygen move from here to here. Why move from here to here? Because of partial pressure of oxygen. Oxygen concentration is very much high in the capillary, and that is less compared to here. So here concentration of oxygen is high, here it is low. So what is the general property of two gases? Move high pressure to low pressure, so it comes to here. After that, see, once O2 comes to here, then it moves into the cells. Why? Because so here oxygen percentage is high compared to inside the cell. Again by diffusion method, what happens? This oxygen enters into the cell. Next, how carbon dioxide come outside from the cell? Still in the cells, while metabolic activities are running, what happens? So glucose oxidize and produce energy and also produce carbon dioxide. So continuously inside the cell, what happens? Carbon dioxide production takes place. Because of that, inside the cell there is a high concentration of carbon dioxide compared to its external medium, means extracellular fluid. So inside the cell, carbon dioxide concentration is high, and outside of the cell, carbon dioxide concentration is less. That's why what happens? It diffuses out. Once if carbon dioxide reaches to here, so again, if you see inside this capillary, the carbon dioxide percentage is less compared to here. That's why again by diffusion what happens? Carbon dioxide enters into this blood capillary. After entering into the blood capillary, what happens? Already you know what happens. That combines with free hemoglobin and form carboxyhemoglobin, and in the form of carboxyhemoglobin, it transports to till up to the lungs. Later, again there it will deviate, and hemoglobin and carbon dioxide will separate. Carbon dioxide enters into the alveoli by diffusion. Then it's sent outside in the expiration process. Okay. So this is the another step, fourth step. What is that fourth step? Means gases exchange at cellular level. Next step. What is the fifth step? Fifth step we call as internal respiration or cellular respiration. Cellular respiration, what is the importance of cellular respiration? Means actually energy release here only. Already you know to run metabolic activities, whatever that may be, energy is needed. So that energy in which form that cells need means in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. So cells need energy not in the form of glucose. Glucose is an energy source, but does not give energy to cells to conduct metabolic activities. That's why this glucose in the cell combined with oxygen in the process that changes into ATP energy. But to do all this process, one cell organelle is needed. What is that cell organelle? Which cell organelle combine oxygen with glucose and produce ATP energy? Means mitochondria. So already you know mitochondria is also known as powerhouse of the cell. Why mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell? Means it produces ATP energy. It produces ATP energy. So whatever energy needed to cell, that should be in the form of ATP that is coming from mitochondria. So mitochondria is called as powerhouse of the cell. Yeah. Before we are going to see the cellular respiration, how glucose oxidized. So first of all, we have to see the structure of mitochondria. Okay. So each cell contains a member of mitochondria. So in all cells that not have same member of mitochondria, but cells which work more actively, they having more member of mitochondria compared to other cells. Okay. So generally in a cell may present 100 to 200 and more also. So depending on the activity of the cell, the number of mitochondria depend. Okay. So already you know that mitochondria are cell organelles. So we cannot see them even with a compound microscope. Just we can recognize, but if you want to see their ultra structure, then must we have to use electron microscope. If you want to see mitochondria, must we have to use electron microscope. Next, mitochondria means that having different shapes in different cells. In all cells, mitochondria not have the same shape. In some cells, that mitochondria appear like as threads, okay, long thread-like structures, like appear. In some cells, they appear in round shape. In some cells, mitochondria appear in oval shape. In some cells, that appear tennis bat-like structure. Okay. So when scientists found this, they found some thread-like structures. Mitochondria means actually thread-like structures. Chondria means body, mito means thread-like. So when scientists observed this, they observed in the shape of like a thread. That's why they give a name as mitochondria. Okay. What you have to remember means, so in different cells, mitochondria having different shapes. Okay. Then what is the structure? Here we are taking the oval shaped mitochondria. For example, this type of mitochondria we are going to see. So if you see, this much only appear from outside onwards. If you want to see what is present inside, then we have to see only half part. So half part only we are observing, not total. If you observe mitochondria total means just simply if you draw like this means it's enough. But what is present, what is the arrangement of mitochondria inside, that we cannot understand from this picture. That's why just we imagine we are cutting this as a transverse series like this, and we are going to see what is present inside the mitochondria. So, mitochondria, it consists two layers. Okay, for example, you draw the previous structure of chloroplast. It contains three membranes. Here it is made up of two membranes. So whatever I draw, this is the outer membrane. So already I told you this is the off portion of mitochondria. So whatever I draw, this is the outer membrane. So then where is the second membrane present? Means inside. Inside this outer membrane, there is inner membrane. But there is a difference between outer membrane and inner membrane. What is that means? If you see this outer membrane, it is completely smooth and soft. It not have much holes. Okay. But if you see inside, how it appear means it show number of holes like this. Yeah. Now you can see two membranes. What I drawn inside means this is called as inner membrane. What is the difference between outer membrane and inner membrane? Outer membrane is smooth, but inner membrane consists several holes. And now you can see some other parts also. There is a gap in between inner membrane and outer membrane. Okay, here there is a gap. This is called as outer compartment. Okay, or outer chamber. So again, inside the inner compartment also you can see another chamber, that is called inner compartment. Okay, and inside the inner membrane, in inner compartment, it is completely filled with a liquid portion. So here this is completely filled with a liquid portion. So this liquid portion of the mitochondria is called as matrix. Okay, so this is the liquid portion. The liquid portion which present inside the inner membrane is called as matrix. Okay. Next step. So these holes, these are what? These are all holes. These holes of inner membrane is called as a crystal. diagram simply like this also. Okay. So, all of you must have to practice this diagram and also try to identify all parts are very easy to remember. Okay. Now we are going to see how glucose oxidation process takes place inside the cell. Okay. So this glucose oxidation process is also very complex reaction. It is not a simple reaction. So photosynthesis is also a very complex reaction. So in that also we studied only few steps, important steps. And in this respiration also we are going to see only few important steps. So we are not going to learn elaborately entire glucose oxidation process that we learn in your higher classes. Because still we have to know more about enzymes, coenzymes, activators, intermediate compounds. If you know all these, okay, you can study elaborately. But still that are not introduced to you. That's why again about respiration also, cellular respiration also given in a very short form to you. So in this also we are going to see only some important steps. So that glucose oxidation process basically we divide into again two steps. Okay. First one is the glycolysis and second one is the Krebs cycle. Okay. So first step of respiration is called glycolysis and second step is called as Krebs cycle. Of course, there is also third step that is called ETS, electron transport system. But basically, we say two steps only: glycolysis and Krebs. So, first we are going to see glycolysis. Okay. ADP converts into 4 ATP, means here energy is produced. In the first two steps, what happened? Energy consumed. But after formation of fructose 1,6-diphosphate in remaining reactions, what happens? 4 ADPs converts into 4 ATPs, means in that reaction some energy will produce. By using that energy, again the 3 ADPs, okay, combine, okay, 3 phosphates and changes into ATP. Okay, here 4 ATPs are forming, and another one, 2NADP converts into 2NADPH. This also form. 2NADPHs will also form. What are these NADPH? Nicotinamide adenine dinucleophosphate. Here it is called as reduced nicotinamide adenine dinucleophosphate. So this NADPH also energy source. So this NADPH, what happens is finally that move through some electrons in electron transport system, and then each NADPH gives 3 ATPs. Okay, this is also direct ATP, and this, okay, in a specific system when it travels, each NADPH gives 3 ATP. Means here energy is producing, okay, like this. So here totally how many ATPs are forming? Actually 4 ATPs are forming, but 2 ATPs are consuming to the process only. But finally, what is the profit of this glycolysis? Means 2 ATP. నెక్స్ట్ డైరెక్ట్ గా ఎన్ని ఏటీపీస్ లాభం వస్తుంది గ్లైకాలసిస్ వల్ల అంటే 2 ఏటీపీ లాభం వస్తుంది. సో from here to here, that all reactions we call as glycolysis. Here what is happened that 6 molecule glucose, okay, finally converting into 3 molecules of pyruvic acid. The 3 carbon compound, 2 molecules of 3 carbon compound pyruvic acid. What is this? 6 carbon compound glucose. The 6 carbon compound glucose finally amount to 3 carbon compound pyruvic acid. 2 molecules of 3 carbon compound pyruvic acid are converted. So like this, converting glucose into pyruvic acid is called as glycolysis. What is the advantage of glycolysis? Little amount of energy is liberating. Okay. After completion of this reaction, so now this pyruvic acid has two choices: either that enter into aerobic respiration, otherwise that enters into anaerobic respiration. Okay, pyruvic acid produced in tarvata, according to the situation, okay, either that enters into the aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration. Okay, what is aerobic respiration or what is anaerobic respiration? Okay, so further, if this pyruvic acid get oxygen, then what happens? Further oxidation process run with the help of oxygen. Then we call that process as aerobic respiration. Means glucose oxidation takes place in presence of oxygen. We call that as aerobic respiration. But in some special cases, if oxygen is not available, okay, to muscle cells in the body, then they go for, okay, anaerobic respiration. Without oxygen, okay, further changes takes place in the pyruvic acid. Then we call that process as anaerobic respiration. Okay, the pyruvic acid oxidation further if not occurs in presence of oxygen, then we call that as anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means glucose oxidation process occurs in presence of oxygen. That is okay, common aerobic respiration. But if oxygen is not available to pyruvic acid, then it enters into anaerobic respiration. In these reactions, pyruvic acid without using oxygen go for further changes. The process is called as anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is common almost of all in all living beings, so continuously aerobic respiration only. Whatever we are showing now, that is aerobic respiration only. Okay, then anaerobic respiration occurs only few kind of bacteria. Some chemobacteria we call like that. Okay, so occurs only some bacteria, and there is an exception. What does that means? In the muscle cells of animals, whenever oxygen is not available, then muscle cells also show anaerobic respiration. In general, muscle cells won't show anaerobic respiration, but there is a condition. Whenever sufficient oxygen not available to them, then muscle cells go for anaerobic respiration. Okay. So aerobic respiration, what is the next step of, okay, we see separately later anaerobic respiration. Now we see this part, aerobic respiration. In aerobic respiration, so the pyruvic acid, so by losing one carbon dioxide out, what happens means it forms into acetyl coenzyme A. Okay, by losing one carbon, this pyruvic acid in the next step changes into acetyl coenzyme A. In this reaction, what happens means again 2NADP converts into 2NADPH. Next step, what happens means this two carbon compound acetyl coenzyme A combines with FADH travel in the electron transport system, 2 ATPs will form. Means how many there here total? 2. 2 into 2, 4. ATPs come from this FADH2. GTP means, okay, that is equivalent to ATP. Means here 30, 34 plus here 2, 36. And here how many ATPs directly forming here? Means 4. Means totally how many ATPs form in one glucose molecule oxidation? 40 ATPs will produce. But what is the net profit of ATPs in one glucose molecule oxidation is 38 only. Why 38? Actually 40 are producing, but why 38 net profit means here already 2 consumed to start this process. So net profit of ATPs from one glucose molecule oxidation 38 ATPs. Okay, and each ATP produce 7200 calories of energy. Okay, each ATP produces in the body 7200 calories of energy. So just calculate how much energy comes if one glucose oxidize. Okay, so you should remember that word 7200 calories of energy from each ATP because that is one of the important bit for you. Okay, so how many ATPs produced in the glycolysis? What is the end product of glycolysis? What is glycolysis? What is Krebs cycle? These are all important bits and one more questions. Okay, so what you have to do means while you are reading this part, if you follow this method, means if you read like this flow chart, it becomes very easy to you. So if you try to read pairwise, it gives a lot of confusion to you because it is not in your book, in the syllabus not given completely, only little part, some important steps only given here and there. You can't understand the all steps in a sequence. So it is better to follow a flow chart wise. So just write all steps like as flow chart and follow them and just give explanation to each and every step. That's enough for you. Okay. So tomorrow class, okay, we are going to see what is anaerobic respiration and what are the differences between aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Okay, thank you.
Disco. Lagu sendiri Hindi sir. Hindi sir cuma.